Hello my lovelies, it is time for another reading vlog, so stay tuned. So we now begin the last few days of the month. This week will actually be the end of September and the first couple of days of October. Probably by the time you see this vlog, my wheel and all of that will already be up. I actually filmed that today. So here's what I'd like to complete this week. I'm currently working on Don't You Forget About Me by Kate Karis Quinn. I'm on page 209 of this right now. So I would like to try to finish this before the 30th. So just a couple of days to do that. Don't think it'll be too much of a problem. And this is for my Have I Read It? And then I'm listening to The Rose Code by Kate Quinn, and I'm really actually enjoying this. And I'm on page, what page is this? 471. So I only have like this much left, and I'd like to finish this by the end of the month as well. I don't think that'll be a problem either. This is for one of my spins on the wheel. And then also before the end of this month, I plan on finishing The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. This is, oh goodness, this is the last prompt I need for my character creation for the Magical Readathon. This is for Province Carador, book from an ongoing series. I think it might have been also one of my wheel things as well, and I'm buddy reading it, so it's definitely getting done. I am currently on page 319 of this, so around the halfway point. I actually read ahead a little bit of where I needed to be because I was only supposed to read through chapter 23, and I read through chapter 25 by mistake. But yeah, this will get finished before the end of the month as well. So this weekend really is going to be the first couple of days of October. So I will be starting my next buddy read on the 1st, which is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting so long for this. So I'm very ready for that. And I also want to read Queen Solomon by Tamara Faith Berger, and this is the erotic awakening and mental disintegration of an intense young man who leaves home and enters the phantasm of Israel. So that is my goal, like reading goals for this week. I've determined that throughout the entire month of October I have to read on average at least 5 books every week to get through the ridiculousness. That was my TBR. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've done today. Filming, I planned out my reading for the month, and it's currently after like 8:30 p.m. So I'm probably just gonna chill for the rest of the night and read some of Don't You Forget About Me until I have to go to bed. And then tomorrow Einstein has like his next little checkup and vaccines and all that good stuff. So we're gonna do that in the morning. We have a very busy week ahead of us. Lots and lots of stuff going on. All right, I will talk to you later. So it's been a minute since I vlogged anything, but Tuesday night, like as I was getting ready for bed, I moved the wrong way or something, and I ended up like pinching a nerve in my back or something, pinching something or pulling something, I don't know, but it hurt a lot. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like pain. And I got into bed and I was like, I hope this feels better when I get up. And yesterday was awful. I was in so much pain. It hurt to walk, to bend, to sit, to stand. I couldn't get comfortable anywhere. I just felt absolutely miserable. I was in tears at like right after getting up. And Marty was working nights, so I wrote him and told him what was going on and asked if when he got home he could take me to urgent care because they open at like 7:30 and Marty gets home around 7 a.m. And so he took me to urgent care, and they had to do a steroid shot in my back and gave me muscle relaxers and stuff. Yeah, I was pretty much just out of commission yesterday, and didn't do anything except for I did watch the season finale of The Circle, and that was pretty much it. I spent a lot of the day like napping and holding ice on my back and things like that. But Tuesday, before I hurt myself, I did actually successfully complete 2 more books. So I finished The Rose Code by Kate Quinn, and I give this 4.5 stars. It is so good. I love how it's like based on real events and real people, and the author did such an amazing job filling in where, you know, we can't actually know what happened because people aren't talking about what happened, and they've signed this secrecy act and they are sticking to it still to this day. So the author did an amazing job filling in all the blanks and telling this story. It's set in England and at Bletchley Park. There's pictures in the back here of Bletchley Park and the British bomb machine and the Enigma machine that they were using to like do code breaking. And it's told in 2 times, so there's like 1940 and 1947, and they kind of like come together. And we're hearing the story of how these women got started with the code breaking and all that. There's also like a trader that is selling secrets, and one of these 3 main characters, one of these women, gets locked away in an asylum because she's taking the fall as a trader. But she's like, I'm not this trader. And she's been in here for years now, and she writes to these other 2 women that they owe her, they need to help her get out of there. And in their past time, they're all great friends, and in the current time, none of them want to have anything to do with each other, and they feel that they believe that others owe them. So there's that. And there's also like the countdown to the royal wedding, where the then Princess Elizabeth was getting ready to marry Philip. I loved it. It was very entertaining, very well written. 4.5 stars. And then I finished Don't You Forget About Me by Kate Karras Quinn, and I'm kind of at a loss for this book because it was something. Hold on, let me look and see what I wrote Clint. So as soon as I finished reading it, I wrote Clint and I said this book was a complete and total brain fuck, and I think I like it. I said, yeah, it was weird and trippy and had me repeatedly thinking, what the fuck is going on? But in a good way. So I'm not sure how to rate this. It was I don't even know how to talk about it without spoiling things. It's magical realism. There is this town called Gardnerville that was established when people kind of stumbled upon it and found that they didn't age, they didn't get sick, they lived hundreds of years. And well, it wasn't called Gardnerville then. This man named Lockman Gardner, he came across this village with these people and wanted to kind of take advantage of it himself and take control of it. And things have changed over the years because of what he has done, and there's still people living really long times. Nobody's getting sick. However, there's this buildup of something, this magic, this energy, and every 4 years someone kind of erupts, and it only affects teenagers, they found. So it's like from like 13 to 18, those are the ones that are affected, and they end up with some kind of like supernatural ability, and they can typically control it, or maybe they don't even know they have it until something happens in this 4th year. Somebody gets super emotional about something, or angry, or just something, and lots of people end up dying. Like they cause something that causes a lot of people to die, and when they die, or when they've exploded, when they've done this thing, they get sent to this reformatory for a certain amount of time, and when they come out, they're like a shell of who they once were. And our main character, she believes her sister Piper is in this reformatory because she led a bunch of people off this bridge, and she wants to help get her sister out of there. I think I'm actually going to give this 4 stars. Yeah. And then today I finished The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. This is book 3 in the Heroes of Olympus. I think I've enjoyed this one more than the first 2 books in the Heroes of Olympus, and I think it's because everybody's kind of come together, and it's not too many different perspectives going on in this one, which I like, and I've gotten quite a kick out of these characters. I love how Annabeth outsmarts the Weaver, and yeah, this was so much fun. I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. So yay, I knocked out all of those, and I've actually decided to kind of get a little bit of a jump start, like just today jump start on some of my October TBR. So I started listening to A Conjuring of Light. I've also got an Einstein here trying to get me to play with him. A Conjuring of Light. I'm only on page 42, so just getting started with this. And that is the 3rd book in the Darker Shades of Magic series. And I've also started Queen Solomon by Tamara Faith Berger. I'm on page 41 of this, and I'm really not sure how I feel about it. It's weird. It's kind of gross. And I don't know. There's a lot of talk of sex right off the bat, but it's a kid. And like he goes into detail about this girl giving him a blowjob in a bathroom, and this girl he's never met before. And he talks about in detail losing his virginity to his girlfriend, 15 years old. And they're Canadian, they're Jews, and they've taken in this Ethiopian girl, and things have happened with her as well, and she's like 18, and I don't know how old he is at this point, but this is weird. I don't like it. I'm not, yeah. Also, there's not like chapters. I mean, I guess maybe they're chapters, but you'll just have a section end, and then there'll be this, and it goes into another section. So I don't think there's actually any chapters in this book. But yeah, that's where I'm at as far as my reading goes. I'm still very much hurting, but I'm on a muscle relaxer right now. It's kind of helping like this much. So yeah, I have successfully completed everything that I really had to complete for September, so I'm happy about that. And the other things that I wanted to try to do, they're just kind of gonna get pushed aside for now, and I'll take care of them in the future. Maybe even in October if I can manage to get through my other October stuff, since I'm getting a jump start on it. Fingers crossed. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later. Happy October, my lovelies. Unfortunately, my back is still killing me today. Hopefully this will be done soon. I've taken everything that the doctor's given me, and things have only helped just a little bit. But yeah. So I continued reading a little bit more of Queen Solomon last night, and I got to page 45, and I've decided that I really just don't want to read any more of this. I don't like it. I don't like the writing style. I don't like the narrator. He's a horny teenage boy, and it talks about, as I mentioned before, you know, so much about sex. There's like sex and religion, and that's pretty much all there is in the eyes of a 15, 16-year-old Jewish boy. And this Ethiopian girl who's sort of like an exchange student in a way, he's doing things to her, she's wanting him to do things to her, and she's 18, and there's just a lot of gross in here. And I don't know, I'm finding things that are racist, sexist, just vulgar, and I'm gonna give this 1 star. I've read about a third of it. Don't want to read anymore, so that's dead. I also started today on my buddy read of From Blood and Ash, and I finished today's pages. I got to page 68 of this, and all I really know about this is it follows Poppy, who is our main character. She is the maiden, and she's like destined to be like given to the gods or whatever when she ascends, and so she's kind of like locked away, not to be touched or pleasured or anything like that. Few people even talk to her, and there's a guard named Hawk who is honor bound to ensure her ascension, and things get complicated. That's really all I know. And because I DNF'd this one, I picked up another book that I'm going to be physically reading, and that is Most Likely by Sarah Watson. And I'm only on page 24, so not too far into it, but so far I am enjoying it. It starts off with the prologue is our main, or one of the main characters, as she is being announced as the President of the United States in 2049. And then chapter 1 goes to Cleveland, Ohio, fall 2019. So 30 years in the past, or now our more present time. And we're getting to know these 4 girls, one of which becomes the president. So far, like I said, only a little bit in, and I'm enjoying it. And I wanted an audiobook that I could also listen to, so I started listening to A Conjuring of Light, and I'm on page 63 of this, so just put a little dent in it. But yeah, that's it as far as my check-in goes. Marty's parents are going to arrive here in the next few hours, and tonight Xander has another football game, and then tomorrow he has this thing called a UTC Band Day. It's the University of Tennessee Chattanooga's, well, they host this thing called a Band Day, where students from lots of different schools all come, and they get to work with the UTC band and get to perform part of the show and all of that stuff. So that's gonna be like an all-day event tomorrow. He's got to be there at like 7:30 in the morning, and then I think kickoff for the game, it's, I forget, one of the Carolinas or something. Western Carolina University, maybe. Anyway, kickoff is at 1:30, and so we're gonna be there until the end of the game, so like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So yeah, it's an all-day thing. But I think Xander's gonna really, really enjoy it. And I'm definitely gonna be bringing a book along because one parent has to stay for each kid unless the whole band goes, and then they just need like one chaperone for every 10 kids. But our whole band is not going, so it's just individual students, so I have to go and be there the whole day. So yeah, I'm gonna be bringing a book or two. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later.
18 months. Today, the band will perform a portion of their 2021 halftime show entitled All Aboard. We open today's show with the first single from British rocker Ozzy Osbourne's first solo album from 1980. Let's get all aboard the Crazy Train. It's all aboard for a smooth ride on the Love Train. You won't want to miss what's about coming up next. The UTC Marching Monks are now joined by some 500 high school band members from 5 states in a very special performance. The combined band first performs the recent hit by the Imagine Dragons from their Evolve album. Here is Believer. a Canadian artist, The Weeknd, that was featured in the halftime show of Super Bowl 55. Here's Blinding Lights.
Today's final score, Chattanooga 45. Western Carolina 17.
All right. Go ahead. The Chattanooga choo-choo. You gonna catch it, Jill? So Xander had a great time. We all had a great time yesterday, well, Friday and Saturday. Lots of band, lots of football, and it was a good time. We got to spend time with family because Marty's parents and my niece and her girlfriend, they all came and we spent the time together. And I didn't complete any more books. I did get more reading done. I think I already told you that I DNF'd Queen Solomon. I have read up through today's pages of From Blood and Ash. I'm currently on page 211, so not quite halfway through. This is also for my buzzword. This will be continuing on into the next vlog. I don't know if I've read any more of Conjuring of Light since I last checked in with you. I'm on page 63 of this. And yesterday I did carry Most Likely with me, though I didn't have a whole lot of opportunity to sit and read, but I am on page 151, so again, not quite halfway. Really enjoying this. So in addition to my DNF this week, I completed just these three here, which I already talked about: The Rose Code, Don't You Forget About Me, and The Mark of Athena. And that completed like everything I had for last week with my Magical Readathon and all that. And something I thought I would share with y'all that I don't think I've done in any of my videos is my character for the Magical Readathon. So my character's name is Kelisana Maneri. My background is urban. My providence is Carador. My heritage is elf. And my lunar phase at birth is alignment. And my scholar's traits: fun, a bit mischievous, young, high-spirited, likes to gamble and occasionally pickpocket, light on her feet, orphan and a bit of a street performer, bright smile that people are drawn to, and prefers to channel her magic into emeralds to match her eyes. Her greatest fear / insecurity is that everyone she cares about will leave her. So I thought I'd also go through like the choices that I made throughout the the whole month. She was posting these things on Twitter, and you had to make decisions, and each decision was represented by a shape, and that determined what order, what guild you're in. So the first choice was at this magical giant tree emitting mysterious murmurs of the past and future, tempts you with its glowing runes you don't recognize and a promise of power unexplored yet forbidden. What does your character do? And the options were pay respects and move on, note some runes and go, meditate on whispers, or siphon energy and power. And because my character could not pass up pulling a little something for herself, she siphoned energy and power, which gave me a square. Okay, so next, in the midst of solitude, we enter this place. It plays tricks on the mind and can paralyze you with fear, and it asks, how do you overcome this? And you can transmute the mist to marbles and let it all fall to the ground. You can face and overcome your fears. You can conjure a dust devil, or you can let the earth guide you out. And I chose to let the earth guide me out and kind of grounded myself. Next, we make our way through the vines and are met with a magnificent sight of the Rune of Sky. You instantly feel a connection to it, a calming yet thrilling welcome. A test of instinct and priorities lay ahead. And there's like some kind of shadowy being there. And your options are attempt to read its mind, check if they need help, never mind, look at this, it's awesome here, or shield self and group. And because my character, she's afraid of losing people, she immediately shields herself and the group to protect them. That last choice was a circle, and this one was a diamond. Next, we went on to Obsidian Falls, and we had our fourth choice. Everybody ended up poisoned, and you had to either find an herbal remedy, first aid apparatus, time jump, or call upon restoration. And my character was all about finding an herbal remedy and acting quickly. And that got a circle. So then we have to choose a scroll. We could choose lore, shape-shifting, inscription, or illusions. And because my character, she's mischievous and like I said, a little bit of a pickpocket, she thought illusions would be the best thing for her so that she could use those to distract people when she's trying to get away or whatever. Though in hindsight, after she got her scroll, she thought that shape-shifting probably would have been the better choice so she could disguise herself to get away. But she did go with illusions. And that got her a triangle. So I ended up with 1 square, 2 circles, 1 diamond, and 1 triangle. So for that, the one that I had the most of was the circles, which put me in the Order of the Crescent. And that gives me access to Crescent Grove. Unique calling is Master of Elements. Unique gift is an animal familiar. Unique conduits would be the quarterstaff, the bow, or the trident. And the colors are teal and gold. And yay, I successfully did everything with the Magical Readathon. G is amazing. This readathon was amazing. I had an absolute blast with it. So before I end this vlog, I want to show you what I'd like to accomplish for next week's vlog, so you know what to look forward to. So I hope to finish Most Likely by Sarah Watson, A Conjuring of Light, which, okay, also From Blood and Ash. But in addition to those, I also want to do my TBR knockout books. So I'm going to be doing my Once Upon a Book Club box for The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. And I've decided to switch which book I'm going to use for my one with like night sky elements. And instead of doing The Haunting of Ashbourne House, for that I'm going to do How to Make Friends with the Dark, because there's like stars all over. So I also want to do this one next week. And then Over the Woodward Wall by A. Deborah Baker, aka Shauna McGuire. So this is what I want to tackle in next week's vlog. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.